Welcome to the VC3 News Update. I am Shanette Hackshaw with the top local news stories for today. Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Timothy Antwine, is reassuring the nation that the banking system of this country is sound. Speaking at a press conference yesterday, held to update the media on the matter of First St. Vincent Bank Limited being placed into receivership by the ECCB. The governor said the financial institutions in this country are functioning as usual, and customers of the First St. Vincent Bank Limited will have access to their resources from Thursday.
The delay is to conclude the arrangement with Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the acquiring institution, the systems, the transfer, the migration. Those things do take time. They've been working, the teams have been working very hard over the last few days, but they need that time to be able to do that. That is why, for example, those funds are not available today. There is time required to get those arrangements in place.
In response to a question posed by a member of the media, Governor Antwine admitted that customers were not notified in advance about the action that was taken.
I am not aware of anywhere in the world where a bank resolution is done, where a bank is put into receivership, that customers are notified in advance. Why is that? To protect the integrity of the transaction and to give the customers the best chance to maximize access to their resources. So obviously, when you're doing a transaction of this nature, you have to be mindful that you are putting together assets and liabilities to effect the transfer. You can't tell shareholders, board, management, customers in advance, because that will undermine and potentially unravel the transaction. I'm being very pellucidly clear so people understand. This is not, bank resolution does not allow us to give customers prior notice.
He further explained that a bank's resolution is different from an acquisition, where customers are notified and can make a decision in their best interest.
This is different. This is an action taken by the supervisor because of a failing institution, and therefore to preserve the integrity of the transaction, we cannot give advance notice. So I want to just be clear on that. It is not out of disrespect, but that is how we have to approach it, to protect the very depositors, to maximize their ability to access their funds as soon as possible. So that is why that is done in this particular way.
On Friday, May 26, the ECCB announced that it has appointed a receiver for the St. Vincent Bank Limited in a release. It said the FSVB has been providing banking services to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines since 1909. As of March 31, 2023, the bank reported $46.8 million in total assets, which amounted for 1.6% of the total banking assets in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. A team of medical professionals from the state of Palestine are currently in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to provide a number of health support services to Vincentians. Two senior officials from the state of Palestine met with Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves on Monday, May 29, at the Prime Minister's official residence, ahead of the arrival of the medical mission. The team will be here for a week and includes 10 medical doctors and a nurse with expertise in various areas of medicine and general surgery. The team is expected to perform up to 70 surgeries while in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Dr. Gonsalves said this country and the state of Palestine have good relations, and this country has supported Palestine's call for recognition as a member of the United Nations. The Prime Minister also insisted that this country will continue to strengthen relations with the Arab world and hoped that peace and an amicable settlement can be reached with regards to the Palestinian-Israelite conflict. The Assistant Minister for International Cooperation, Ambassador Ahmed Al-Zahari, said the ongoing programs complements the Palestinian International Cooperation Agency is in its third phase in hospitals in Georgetown and Kingstown. The ambassador also reiterated his government's commitment to future programs in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. His Excellency said they would be adapting their capacities to the needs expressed by St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and their instructions are very clear: to do all that is necessary in support of SVG, because SVG, as it has always, stand next to the rights of the Palestinian people. And finally, in our local news stories, His Excellency Ahmed Al-Khatib, the Tourism Minister of Saudi Arabia, has signaled the start of a healthy and long-term relationship between this country and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This after both countries signed a loan agreement to the tune of $16 million. His Excellency said the relationship would be based on mutual respect, with the aim of developing the country.
This is just the start. In Saudi Arabia, we start a long-term relationship, healthy relationship that is based on respect for others and based on and aims to develop countries and nations. I think the program we have with us today will definitely deliver these promises.
Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Rauf Gonsalves, speaking after the Tourism Minister of Saudi Arabia, gave an overview of the projects, which include, firstly, the construction of a cultural artistic education hub and market craft in Bellevue and a satellite hub in Petit Bodel.
One agreement is for the cultural, artistic, educational, and production hub at Bellevue. But while that is the agreement is shaped like that, as I outlined to His Excellency, that hub involves a satellite hub, not only at Bellevue, but in another area of the country called Petit Bodel in the northwest. So that the resources, the $10 million will be spent principally, the most of it, at the Bellevue hub. We have more lands, we're covering a wider area, but there's also going to be a satellite hub with some of the features of the one at Bellevue.
The other loan agreement will aid in the construction of a health center in the North Windward community of South Rivers. According to Prime Minister Gonsalves, the health center is expected to increase access to quality health care for residents in the community and surrounding areas. The Prime Minister also indicated that he took the delegation on a tour to the old healthcare center in the community, and upon seeing the condition of the building, they decided to provide funding for the construction of a new building.
I took them to the old health center and they saw how dilapidated it is. We're building something temporary, but we are going to build a top-of-the-line health center there. And that one is 22.5 million reals, which is about 6 million plus US dollars. And what we are doing there, we will spend the bulk of the money there, but we will do some renovations and the like at Park Hill, and also we'll do the same thing down at Kaliakwa. And they accept that while the principal project is named, you can spend it within the broad field.
These two agreements were signed as part of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's initiatives to support small island developing states and sustainable development in developing countries through the Saudi Fund for Development. The 20-year loan has a 5-year grace period with a 2% interest rate. The first payment is due on the 15th of September 2028 and the last payment on March 15, 2043. Those are our local news stories. Continue watching the VCU3 News Update on Channel 114 as we bring you regional, international, and the VCU3 Sports Update.